Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jones Podcast. The Jones Podcast is a podcast that acknowledges great individuals from my city of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and worldwide. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the Jones Podcast. What's going on, Jones Podcast family? First and foremost, happy 2020 to everyone. We made it. When I decided to start my podcast on July 13th, 2018, I had a vision of what I really wanted it to be, but I didn't expect to get so much overwhelming support from people that I interviewed and the people that I've talked to but never personally met. It's funny how someone that you have never met can support and help you with your dream more than people that you see every day. That's kind of crazy to me, but that's a different subject for another day, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to say that I've been blessed, to start my own podcast production company titled Jones Podcast Studios and 3373 Productions. I have 3 podcasts that I produce. The latest podcast is titled Unrestricted Podcasts with Leona Smith, which is an educational podcast. Then I have A Midnight Cry, which is a spiritual podcast with Elder Barbara J. Hicks. And of course, I have the Jones Podcast. So those are my 3. And with the podcast that I produce, I also produce the music for the podcast myself. So all the music that goes with the podcast that you hear, I produced it. Like the background music you're listening to right now, I did that. I also have a couple of podcasts that the music I produce for them, but I'm not the producer of the podcast. I've just produced the music for them, which is big for me because, I like that. That's a pat myself on the back for that one. I've came a long way since July 13th. I've had a lot of different people on my podcast, a lot of people from Tuscaloosa, also had some people from Wisconsin. It's a lot of people, man. I've got, I'll say about 25 episodes maybe, and I just want to give a shout out to all of them. It's too many to name, but they know who they are. They know how I feel about them. I appreciate everything they did for me. And the year of 2020, I've set some goals for myself with the things that I want to accomplish with my podcast. I want to start a live call-up podcast. We discuss topics that's going on, social topics that's going on in the world, in the city. On January 25th, I will be with Miss Tracy Flowers, the owner of Righteous Lashes. She is having a pop-up shop. And I will be doing a podcast from there, interviewing all the entrepreneurs that are there to sell their products at the pop-up shop. So I just want to get on here and drop my first one for the year and tell everyone basically what's going on with the Jones Podcast, what's going on with me, what's going on with different podcasts that I produce. And if you're thinking about starting a podcast, get at me. I'm easy to find. So I want to thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Peace.